Alright, so a little forward to this video here. This isn't going to interest a whole hell of a lot of people unless you intend to do this job, working on the Lincoln. It's taking me 2 days. I'm still not done with it yet. After a while the pain pills just don't get it anymore and I gotta quit. And I do what I can. Now, if you're younger and you're good at working mechanically speaking, and you want to take on this type of job, you can probably do this in a day, or probably 3/4 of a day if you're really good. But in either case, look, I don't make a lot of videos, and I can only do so many with Ripley, and he's getting kind of tired of me following him around with a camera and seems a little bit annoyed by it. So basically I do whatever might be going on that might have interest to somebody or might help somebody do something. Now this one here, I'm not going to go through the entire routine of installing or removing and installing the dashboard. However, I will give a tip here in the middle of this video about how to make installing the unit that I'm installing a lot easier for people that are doing this job. So anyway, enjoy the video, and I just thought I'd put that out there. And if you're looking for anything about hurricane or politics or anything else, I'm just not doing that. The only reason I did the one on the hurricane was because several people DM'd me and asked what's going on and how I'm doing, and yeah, it looked bad. So anyway, I'll continue on now with the past couple days and maybe today finishing the job up of what I've done here. So we'll talk to you during the video. Alright, so for Felix Una, this is what I meant by backing the car in and being able to get out of the doors to go to the toolboxes and everything else, instead of putting the front end in first and having to go around that lift. So after a couple hours out here, I've got 99% of it done. As you can see, the steering column is laying on the seat. This side is completely loose, and I'm having a brain fart. I think I need to take a break. But on this side, there's a big bracket down here, and there's another bolt, and I don't remember where the hell it is. I gotta get up under there and get a flashlight on it, see where it's hiding. I don't remember. It's been quite some years since I did this the last time, so yeah, I'm almost there. I mean, but I am taking a break now, and like I said, again, for Felix, there's my tools, no big deal. Just a few of them with a flashlight in the way, of course. But it doesn't take a whole shitload of tools, really. A lot of it's the same stuff, so a couple air tools, taking it apart with air tools, I usually don't put it together with that. Anyway, that's it, man. That's where I'm at. Alright, so after loosening everything up, and there are plenty of videos on YouTube showing you how to loosen a dash up, but just in case, here's the offending unit right there. That is this piece here, which is the blender door motor. Of course, this has plastic gears in it. That's why it goes bad all the time. If somebody would make these out of metal, it would surely help make them last, well, indefinitely, really. And the engineers that designed this need to have their head examined. But I am going to show you a little trick here that no other video on YouTube shows. Now, the reason I was looking on YouTube is I was kind of wondering if anybody found a way to sneak it in there or do something, you know, without taking the whole dash off. And, you know, there were a couple times where I thought about just cutting a damn hole in the dash and, you know, so I could get at it, but that would ruin the plenum chamber and your air ducts, and so that's not possible. But anyway, I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to compare the two, and I'll show you what nobody else has thought of, I guess, and possibly even, you know, professional mechanics can get to this, even though I think, you know, top-notch guys are gonna know that this is a good way to do it, because I'm sure they've done quite a few of them back when. Now this model from 93 to 97, so the 98 has this motor to where you can get at it through the glove box, I believe. On this one here, I remove a lot more than a lot of people do, because last time I left the instrument cluster connected, and when I pulled it away, I think the wires yanked at it and screwed up the circuit board. So it's best to take everything out that you possibly can, and then reconnect it and put it back in, you know, as you go forward. But all right, we'll continue on in a minute. Okay, so we got the old one out. Now here's my pro tip, and I want to show you guys this that have a problem with the two screws in the front of the car, going towards the front of the car. Remember that the car is always referred to from the driver's position. So the right side would be the passenger side in the US. The front would be as you're facing forward where the engine is. So, okay, let's go from there. Now, these two screws up front, most people can't get them back in again. And they have the hardest time, and of course it is because the body's in the way. And trying to do it, you know, with a little wrench or whatever. Take the old one and just break it out. Just pick it up, break it out, and, well, you know, if you have to, if it won't come out, don't break the plenum chamber, but get a wrench in there and whatever and back it off a little bit. Or you can try to take the screws out and then put them back in again. But I suggest you try to break it out, and then what you do is you cut these closed ends. You cut just the tip of it off. Now this one here, I don't know what I did there, but you know, once you cut the rounded off edge off, if you back the screw off about a quarter of a turn from where it was to begin with, you can slide that right under there, and it'll be a tight fit. And it'll hold it down just fine. It'll keep it from spinning, because basically it's just trying to spin. And then put your other two screws that are easy to get at. Now this broke, I guess, when I tightened down on it. Or hell, I don't know, plastic in Florida doesn't last long. You can put those in and they'll hold tight, and you can tighten down on them. You don't really need to tighten down anymore on these two front ones. There's no reason for it. It won't make it last more or less. So, you know, backing them off a quarter of a turn maybe, and just cutting that off, you'll be able to put that on there. So there you go. That's the thing that nobody seemed to realize, and I have, because I've done this job about, well, this will be the fourth time now on this car. All right. We'll continue on in a little bit. Okay, job is done. Everything's back together again. And I did want to mention a few things. That, there it is. Nice looking dash. Everything in its proper place. Kick panels, lower dash covers. And those are always a pain in the ass, those lower dash covers and stuff. But I did want to mention a few things here real quick that any mechanic worth his salt should already know, but I do realize that a lot of guys have brain farts, and I know the caliber of mechanic that a lot of places hire. And if you're going to do this job, okay, first thing you want to do when you do something like this is disconnect the battery. Okay, you're going to want to set your parking brake as well, because you'll be moving the gear shift lever into neutral or, you know, first gear and stuff like that. So if you're on any type of an incline or where the car can roll, you want that emergency brake to be set. Number 3 is very important. Before you mess around with the airbag, allow at least 15 minutes of voltage bleed down time before you disconnect it or do anything to it. If you do the battery disconnect at the beginning of the job, by the time you get to the airbag, you'll be in good shape. So don't mess around with that. If that thing blows up on you, I remember a guy at Mercedes, he was doing something with an airbag or something with the ignition, and had his, he had his arm through the steering wheel, and the airbag went off and broke his goddamn arm. I mean, it messed him up real good. So anyway, the job is done. It's all completed. It's running. And just to point out on the climate control system, what that motor does is, if you hit the temperature control, it slowly opens the door to blend the heat with the AC. And then, if you go higher, of course, the higher you go, the more it'll turn to heat. And as you can hear, I think, you don't hear anything happening at all except for everything working properly on the vents. I'm starting to get heat, and going back down again all the way to the bottom setting. I think 90 is the highest. I'm not going to go there. So we're going to go down to the lowest, which is 60, and beautiful. We've shut the warm air off immediately. So there it is, and give me a minute, I'll restart this and I'll show you what's inside that stupid blender door motor. Here's the gears in this thing. They're all plastic, and you can see right there at the end where the gears are broken off. Right there, there's about 2, 3, 4 gears just rounded right off. So they're just gone. So this is a clusterfuck of a brainchild that engineers thought up that would work, because this closes the door and opens it very hard at either end. I don't know. This is just a common problem with this car, and yeah, that's the brilliance of it. Anyway, alright, so that job's done. Onward to different things now. Okay, later.